What if I told you that most of your decisions were never really yours to begin with? Every day, we believe we're making our own choices. What to wear, what to eat, what to watch, even who to trust. But behind the scenes, powerful psychological forces are shaping those decisions before we're even aware of them. This isn't science fiction or some wild conspiracy theory. It's a real psychological phenomenon known as the illusion of choice. And the truth is, you're being manipulated constantly, long before you make what you think is a conscious decision. Let's start with the basics. The human brain is wired for efficiency. With the overwhelming amount of information we face daily, our minds rely heavily on mental shortcuts, also known as cognitive biases. These shortcuts help us make decisions quickly, but they also make us incredibly vulnerable to influence. Marketers, politicians, and even social influencers know this. They exploit your cognitive biases to limit your options, guide your attention, and shape your preferences, all without you realizing it. One of the most common tricks used to manipulate choice is choice architecture. This is the way options are presented to you. The order, the framing, the context, all of it can drastically alter your final decision. For example, imagine you're choosing a subscription plan. Plan A is $5, Plan B is $10 with more features, and Plan C is $25. Even if you didn't initially want to spend more than $5, suddenly Plan B seems reasonable. Why? Because Plan C is outrageously expensive, and in comparison, Plan B feels like the smart choice. This is called the decoy effect. You were never meant to pick Plan C, it was just there to make you pick Plan B. That's the illusion at play. You felt in control, but your hand was gently guided. Now let's dig even deeper. Ever heard of priming? It's the psychological process where exposure to one stimulus subtly influences your response to another. Say you walk into a store and hear soft classical music playing. Without realizing it, you begin to associate the store with sophistication, quality, and calmness. You end up spending more. Why? Because the music primed you to feel a certain way, and you made financial decisions based on that feeling. Or consider how supermarkets place the most profitable items at eye level. You didn't notice that, did you? But now you realize that your hand often reaches for what's right in front of your face, not what's on the top or bottom shelf. That's deliberate, that's design, that's manipulation. But here's the real kicker. These strategies don't just work in marketing, they work in politics, education, relationships, even in the courtroom. By framing information a certain way, people can be nudged toward the answer they want you to choose. For instance, take this question. Do you support funding to help families escape poverty? Most people say yes, but ask the same question differently. Do you support increased welfare spending that raises taxes? Suddenly the support drops. Same core issue, completely different responses, all because of how it was framed. Let that sink in. This brings us to default bias, another powerful psychological manipulation technique. When you're presented with an option that's already selected, you're far more likely to go with it. Why? Because doing nothing feels easier and safer than making an active change. This is how tech companies get you to agree to lengthy privacy terms. You don't read them, you just click agree, because it's the default. And speaking of tech, ever notice how Netflix starts playing the next episode automatically? That's not convenience, it's behavioral engineering. The autoplay feature removes the moment of decision, so you keep watching. You didn't choose to binge the next episode, it was chosen for you. Scary, right? And just when you think you've regained control of your mind, enter social proof. This is the tendency to do something simply because other people are doing it. You see a restaurant with a line outside and assume the food must be great. You buy a product because it has thousands of 5-star reviews. But those reviews, many are fake. The line outside could be hired people or cleverly timed photography. You trusted the crowd and the crowd was engineered. Transition twist. You might be thinking, well, if I know about these tricks, I won't fall for them. But here's the disturbing truth. Even when you're aware of these techniques, you're still susceptible. Why? Because your subconscious is faster than your conscious mind. It reacts in microseconds, far before you're even aware that a decision is being made. This is why companies spend billions on neuromarketing. They know your brain better than you do. And it's not just the external environment influencing your choices, it's also your past. Your past experiences, traumas, relationships, and memories all form internal biases that shape how you perceive choices today. Think about that. Like, you walk away from an opportunity because it doesn't feel right. But is that intuition, or is it your past trauma warning you about something that's no longer relevant? You might reject good people because someone who looked or spoke like them hurt you years ago. You might choose bad options because they feel familiar. You might avoid risk not because it's dangerous, but because you were once punished for taking a chance. So, are you really free? Or are your choices simply illusions, preloaded by others, shaped by systems and colored by your own psychology? The illusion of choice is one of the most powerful tools ever used against the human mind. And until you learn to spot it, you're not really choosing, you're reacting. So the next time you face a decision, stop. Ask yourself, who benefits from this choice? Who designed the options you're looking at? And most importantly, did you really choose this? Or was it already chosen for